And the fact that Schiff hasn't blinked since 1992. And he didn't take the news so well. The disgraced Democrat went on TikTok to complain. Behold.
Hello, I'm Congressman Adam Schiff with some troubling news. Today, Kevin McCarthy removed me from the House Intelligence Committee, all for doing my job, for holding Trump accountable and standing up to the extreme MAGA Republicans.
Senator Schiff, given the ongoing political tensions and Trump's actions toward his critics, do you think President Biden's preemptive pardons turned out to be more important than initially expected? Let's first tell people what that means, preemptive pardons. That was pretty unprecedented, right? Before he left office, Joe Biden pardoned you and a number of people who he thought Trump would go after.
No, I take the opposite view. I don't think he should have given the pardons at all.
Really?
No, I don't think he should have, and I was vocal about that at the time.
Can you refuse a pardon?
That's less clear because in the case of the January 6th committee, he pardoned essentially the whole committee.
Some politicians just refuse to disappear. No matter the scandals, no matter how often they get caught bending the truth, they keep coming back like political cockroaches. Adam Schiff is leading that parade. But now people are noticing. Bill Maher, no MAGA fan, just grilled him on live TV. Greg Gutfeld, he went nuclear. This wasn't a simple roast, it was a total demolition of a career built on smoke, mirrors, and shameless grandstanding. Tired of politicians lying and getting rewarded? Hit subscribe. Let's see how this zombie congressman became public enemy number one.
Let's stop talking about Trump. We talk about him too much. We want to tell people what we're going to do for them. Healthcare, environment, those kind of issues. For example, I've seen you on TV a lot in the last couple of years. I know everything you know, or that you tell us, about the Russian situation. I don't have a clue what you think about healthcare. I've never heard it. Yeah. I don't know whether you're for Medicare for all, or improve Obamacare, or get a chicken. I don't know what. Yeah. I don't know what.
Not to Republicans, but to anyone who still cares about honesty in politics. Let's talk about Schiff's pity party TikTok. Yes, TikTok, the platform lawmakers always warn about. There, Schiff cried about being removed from the House Intelligence Committee in his best victim voice, claiming it was for holding Trump accountable. Reality check. He got the axe for selling the country a story that turned out to be complete fiction. Russian collusion. He swore he had evidence of Trump conspiring with the Kremlin, said it so often he probably believed it himself but never produced a shred. Political theater, and when the curtain fell, the entire act was based on lies.
Adam Schiff is not only a stone-cold, hopeless loser, but he is one of the most corrupt, one of the most shameful, one of the most heinous individuals ever to serve in public office in America. And everything he's devoted his life to has been debunked, discredited, and discarded. He literally represents the face of failure.
Instead of owning up, Schiff went full gaslight mode. I'm being punished for standing up to Trump. No, dude, you're being held accountable for misleading the entire country. There's a difference. And Bill Maher wasn't having it. Ma isn't exactly soft on Trump, but he calls out BS wherever it comes from. Sitting down with Schiff, he dropped the hammer. I've heard you talk about Trump and Russia for years, but never about healthcare or what you're actually doing for Americans. Ouch.
Now it just looks like you're stalking him. I think in the eyes of the people who don't follow it that closely, which is most of the country, here's the thing about Bob Mueller. He's like the last person, maybe the last thing in America that left and right agreed on. Left and right basically agreed. This is a guy of honor. This is an honest guy. This is an honest broker. Whatever he says goes. Americans are not into details. Don't read it to me, Bob. Just give me a thumbs up and thumbs down. The fact that he was like, if you couldn't impeach before, how are you going to impeach after?
Ma basically called out what everyone's been thinking. Adam Schiff has no real accomplishments, no legislative wins, no concrete policies, just years spent obsessing over impeachment like a deranged Reddit user convinced every shadow hides a deep state conspiracy, while Schiff chased his impeachment fantasies.
I mean, the Mueller report is, at the end of the day, that firecracker that, goes up and then the one that fizzles. Oh, look, nothing. Do you think you guys relied too much on that?
Meanwhile, real problems were unfolding. Remember early 2020? As COVID silently spread across the U.S., Schiff and his allies were still obsessed with Trump, dragging the country into another round of hearings that led nowhere. Greg Gutfeld didn't let that slide. He went absolutely savage.
Something's got to be done for Adam Schiff, because he created 3 years of a massive fallacy that did so much damage to this country and made us miss probably one of the most important stories of our lifetime. We were having hearings on impeachment while the coronavirus was exploding. We talked about that virus in green rooms, but we had to do this impeachment story. We had to show these hearings. It's all on him, man. He's got to go. They got to investigate him. They got to hold him accountable. I'm not going to say he should go to prison, but my evil twin will say he should go away to prison for a very long time.
Gutfeld pointed out how Schiff's obsession with impeachment distracted both the government and media from preparing for one of the worst health crises in modern history. People were getting sick, hospitals were overwhelmed, and Schiff kept pushing the same dead-end narrative like a broken record. Gutfeld even joked that his evil twin thinks Schiff should go to prison. Funny, but the frustration behind it is real. You don't need to be a Trump fan to see how dangerous it is when politicians lie just to score points. Schiff didn't just waste time. He wasted trust, using his committee chair to attack enemies under the guise of oversight. When it blew up, he pivoted to victimhood like an Olympic sport. And then, after being booted from the Intelligence Committee, he announces a Senate run. He rolled out a slick ad full of the usual cliches about protecting democracy and fighting extremism while ignoring the biggest elephant in the room, his own record of deception.
Congressman Adam Schiff announced this morning he's running for U.S. Senate in California, which is guaranteed to boost U-Haul rentals headed for Texas. He unveiled a highly polished and produced political ad right on the heels of getting booted from the House Intel Committee. Coincidence? I think.
Bill Maher saw right through it. He highlighted the growing frustration among voters, especially in California, tired of leaders who talk big but deliver nothing. Schiff's Senate run is the same old playbook: bash Trump, invoke democracy, and dodge every real issue. When Maher pressed him on hot-button topics, like men and women's sports, Schiff tiptoed like a ballerina on a minefield. No straight answers, no real stance. Just another politician too scared to speak his mind.
The Atlantic put out an article last year, and it was called "Separating Sports by Sex Doesn't Make Sense," and talked about how we separate sports like the WNBA just because it's just socialization. This is insane.
I agree.
Okay. That's why people vote for Trump. Because there's stuff like that on the left that people just go, I know Trump's horrible, but separating sports by sex makes perfect sense.
And that's the problem. People are done with vague, spineless answers. Whether you agree or disagree with the policy, at least have the guts to stand for it. Schiff's constant dodging isn't strategy, it's cowardice. Even worse, his hypocrisy shows when a judge is arrested for helping an illegal immigrant evade ICE. Suddenly, Schiff has no comment, claiming he doesn't know enough to weigh in. Seriously, Maher basically called out what everyone's been thinking. Adam Schiff has no real accomplishments, no legislative wins, no concrete policies, just years spent obsessing over impeachment like a deranged Reddit user convinced every shadow hides a deep state conspiracy. While Schiff chased his impeachment fantasy,